I found a love for me. Well, darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Oh, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight. No, no, no. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, or barefoot on the grass, or listening to our favorite song. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person, and she looks perfect tonight.
Please also take a moment to silence all of life's necessary electronic devices in your possession, and please refrain from any videography or photography during the ceremony. I do encourage you to clap and cheer during the ceremony as you see fit. Part of my role as minister tonight is to get everyone excited for a fun night of celebrating Sunila and John. Sunila, you look as beautiful as I and everyone here tonight expected. And John, well, you tried. I can't believe I'm standing in front of all of you today. This is the second wedding I've hosted in my illustrious career as an ordained minister. Just last month, my mother told me she offered me up to someone looking for a wedding officiant. Luckily for Sunila and John, this is my last pro bono ceremony. I actually questioned accepting the opportunity, thinking back to the endless IOUs I've built up from John. The guy even almost killed me once when he left our oven on overnight. When he said you owe me after his family told me about the vacant house next door to his over 20 years ago, I figured we were even after the jobs, apartments, and other IOUs again. But this is it, man. We're even. We're gathered here today to join Sunila and John in the union of marriage. Not with us today, but never forgotten in their hearts. John and Catherine Timmis, Amelia and Joseph D'Angelo, and Peter Timmis. To the family and friends here today, you're the most important people in Sunila and John's lives, and they're so excited to celebrate the happiest day of their lives with you. I'm confident you'll join me in doing your part in showing them how much Sunila and John mean to you by dancing and celebrating the night away. Sunila, the first time my wife and I were introduced to you, we were late, very late. And my wife and I are not late to anything. But after one kid and another on the way, you realize how important alone time is together. So when the kid goes to bed and you take advantage of the time before the kid wakes up, yes, you sleep. We eventually made it to brunch that day and have continued to enjoy spending time with you guys and taking advantage of living so close. Speaking of living so close, you should also know that John has moved within about 5 miles of me every time I moved. So I'll be sure to give you a heads up next time so you can start packing. I've experienced firsthand how much my daughters adore you, and I've heard the same about your nieces and nephews as well as John's nephews. And while we don't quite know you as well as John, we welcome you into John's life with open arms. John's words about my wife during his best man speech at my wedding read, "The mere fact that she tolerates me is a testament to how much she loves him. While I do hope for your sake that I don't cause you nearly as much anxiety as John did for Alyssa, I look forward to you tolerating me for a very, very long time." John, you've got some truly great bonds with your Penn State brothers, all the people we grew up with in Ramsey, the New York and Abu Dhabi crew, your brother David, of course. But man, have we gone through a lot. Aside from when you headed to State College in a helpless attempt to star in your real-life version of Rudy, from putting back together our partially severed carcasses the nights after a few concerts, Friday afternoons at carpool that started at about 2 o'clock, to apology flowers for Alyssa, not really sure who's ahead in that department, but clearly Alyssa is losing. Colleagues at times, roommates at others, but always friends. We were together on one of the best days of your life, September 1st, 2007, for the loudest, most deafening moment of my life at Carpool, which for those of you who don't know is a local Penn State bar in Virginia for when App State beat Michigan. Sorry, David. I'm grateful that you found Sunila. She rips you out of your introverted shell, classes up your football-loving New Jersey persona, and even makes you dress a little bit nicer. Sunila and John, please remember to keep the foundation of your relationship alive, but also allow each other to grow and support each other throughout your future. We are so happy for you and proud of you both, and wish you continued love, success, and some luck when needed. Sunila, please repeat after me. John, I promise to cherish you.
John, I promise to cherish you.
To honor you and sustain you.
To honor you and sustain you.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
In poverty and in wealth.
In poverty and in wealth.
And to be true to you.
And to be true to you.
In all things until death alone part us. In all things.
In all things.
Until death shall part us.
Until death shall part us.
Can I get that in writing?
John, please repeat after me. Sunila, I promise to cherish you always.
Sunila, I promise to cherish you always.
To honor and sustain you.
To honor and sustain you.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
In poverty and in wealth.
In poverty and wealth. That's right.
And to be true to you.
And to be true to you.
In all things.
In all things.
Until death shall part us.
Until death shall part us.
Sunila and John will now exchange rings as a symbol of their love and fidelity. Sunila, repeat after me. With this ring.
With this ring.
I, Sunila.
I, Sunila.
Take you, John.
Take you, John.
Yeah. To be no other than yourself.
To be no other than yourself.
Loving what I know of you.
Loving what I know of you.
And trusting what I do not yet know.
And trusting what I do not know.
I will respect your integrity.
I respect your integrity.
And have faith in your abiding love for me.
And have faith in your abiding love for me.
John, please repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I, John,
I, John,
take you, Sunila,
take you, Sunila,
to be no other than yourself,
to be no other than yourself,
loving what I know of you,
loving what I know of you,
and trusting what I do not yet know.
and trusting what I do not yet know.
I will respect your integrity
I will respect your integrity
and have faith in your abiding love for me.
and have faith in your abiding love for me.
Sunila and John, you have pledged your faith for each other in the company of two wonderful families and circle of friends, and by the power vested in me by the state of New Jersey, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss.
Please, a round of applause for the parents of the bride, Malish and Chamila Sula.
Let me see what life is like on Jupiter.
A round of applause for the parents of the groom, Robert and Maria Timmis.
Sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore.
Let's make some noise for our flower girls, Sienna and Ada, and our ring bearers, Joey and Tommy. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our best man, David Timmis, and our maid of honor, Ada Sula.
Oh, fill my heart with
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. John Timmis!
Song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, yeah, in other words, shine like a star. I know who you are. You're everything beautiful. She's hot, hot like the sun. The loneliest one. Still everything beautiful. Well, I'll be that time. You're standing at my door. We stayed up in the city till the stars lost the war. So Friday night, Holy Ghost, take me to your level. Show me the one I need the most. I need the most. I wish I knew you when I was young. I wish I knew you. I wish I knew you. Oh, I wish I knew you when I was young. It's all that you need. You barely see. Is everything beautiful? And that sound comes from the underground. It's all inside you now. Is everything beautiful? Now what you running from? I think I got you on the run. Oh, so Friday night, Holy Ghost, take me to your level. Show me the one I need the most. The one I need the most. Wish I knew you when I was young. We could have got so high. Now we're here and it's been so long. Two strangers in the bright sky. Well, I hope you don't mind. We can share my mood, yeah. Two strangers in the bright light. I wish I knew you. I wish I knew you.
Another round of applause for your bride and groom. Now I'd like to invite Sunila and her father to the center of the dance floor for their dance, Butterfly Kisses.
There's two things I know for sure. She was sent here from heaven, and she's daddy's little girl. I jump to her knees at her bed at night. She talks to Jesus, and I close my eyes, and I thank God for all of the joy in my life. Oh, but most of all, for butterfly kisses after bedtime prayer, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. Walk beside the pony, daddy, it's my first ride. I know the cake looks funny, daddy, but I should try. All that I've done wrong, I must have done something right to deserve a hug every morning and butterfly kisses at night. All the precious time, ooh, like the wind when the years go by. Precious butterfly, spread your wings and fly. Butterfly kisses with her mama there, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. Walk me down the aisle, daddy, it's just about time. Does my wedding gown look pretty, daddy? Daddy, don't cry. Oh, with all that I've done wrong, I must have done something right to deserve her love every morning and butterfly kisses at night.
Another round of applause for Sunila and her father. Now I'd like to invite John and his mother to the center of the dance floor for their dance, Have It All by Jason Mraz.
May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in you being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. And may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. And may the road less paved be the road less you follow. Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times you're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it. I want you to have it all. May you be as fascinating as a slave press ladder. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and the stress, having no possessions through immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star next on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes like a diamond man. May you really own in each moment to the next. And may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. And may the road last be the road that you follow. Whoa. Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. Want you to have it all. Want you to have it. I want you to have it all. Oh, I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all.
Another round of applause for John and his mother. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to please invite you to find your seats as we're going to begin with our toasts momentarily.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely evening, and I'd like to thank you all for coming out and celebrating with us tonight. I'm Ada, and for those that don't know me, I'm Sona's favorite sister. Since Sona and I are the last two youngest of 8 kids and so close in age, we grew up to be so close to one another. Not only she's my sister, but she's my best friend. Sona is one of the most loving, caring, extremely smart, and kind people you will ever meet. My favorite trait of her is that she has a fantastic sense of humor. My sister and I have a lot of memories together, most of which are too inappropriate to share today, but whatever she knows it or not, she's always been a role model for me. Growing up, there wasn't one single kid she wouldn't beat up if they messed up with her little sister. John, you are one lucky man. I'm not saying she will beat up people for you, but she will devote the same love and commitment that I've felt over the years, and that is priceless. I spent the last couple of years getting to know John, and I want you to know that we are very excited for you to be part of our family. We're really blessed to have you, and I feel incredibly lucky to be gaining you as my brother. Now, can we please raise our glasses high in the air? Love is a friendship that has caught fire. May your love burn bright for years to come. Here's to my best friend and her new best friend.
John and Sonila, congratulations. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm David, John's younger brother. I want to thank you for honoring me with being your best man. There's obviously a lot of fantastic people out there that you've invited, but you were the best man at my wedding, so your hand was kind of forced. I also want to thank my parents, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Sula, for having us here tonight. The place is fantastic. So, believe it or not, John is actually pretty funny. His best man speech at my wedding was absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not going to try to go toe-to-toe with his humor, because we know how that gets to him, but tonight I'll just kind of walk you through our relationship over the years. So, my brother is 3 years, 9 months, and 12 days older than I am. Now, the age difference now doesn't seem like much, but growing up, we were a world apart, and I was definitely the younger brother. I feel like John would find different ways to make sure I knew that too. Whether it be beating me up if I beat him in a video game, you sucked at WCW and NFL Blitz, or if he chased me around the house with a wiffle ball bat in the event that I beat him in a home run derby, John's singular goal in life was to make sure I remembered each and every one of those 3 years, 9 months, and 12 days. The few times I attempted to fight back, remembered the shattered street hockey net in the road, I found myself in a world of hurt at his hands or my parents. I came to realize, like all younger brothers do, that fighting back is futile. As John's teenage years passed, he grew wiser and tried to impart a lot of knowledge on me. He was a recent high school graduate from the rough and tumble Ramsey High School, and he tried to champion the values of everything he learned, specifically playing high school football. Now, you should have seen his head explode when he found out that I was pursuing music over high school football. That was probably the best. So my brother had a lot of wisdom to share with me at this point in our lives, but needless to say, I was not listening to him. So once John went off to college, I didn't see much of him, except the few times I came up to see him at the frat house at Penn State. He corrupted me in very different ways during these trips, from cheap beers to glass dragons, but I feel like I held my own. And at this point, I want to shout out to the DTD guys who are in the room. You guys partied hard from what I remember, but God, did you live in squalor. Even by a 15-year-old standard, my God. It was during these years that John actually began to have an impact on me. I was old enough to really appreciate him and understand him. He did well in school, if you really want to call Penn State a school. He became a die-hard college football fan, still waiting for you to explain to me what the hell a Nittany Lion is. Received a fantastic internship, attended a top graduate school, and became a senior manager. Now, little did my brother know that during these times, he actually had a very important impact on me. He set a fantastic example for me, honestly, and set the foundation for me pursuing my own adult life. Now, I could say this to him now, but at that point, I would never, ever say this to him. So as I myself grew up, my connection with my brother changed. We began to talk to each other in civilized adult language and no longer threw around the common insults that we did when we were younger. I was actually seeking your advice, and I came to realize that you may actually know what you were talking about. Though it seemed like you had it made, I knew there was one thing missing. You like to come off as the wisecracking tough guy on the outside, but let's be honest, John, you're a romantic. All I knew is that you needed the right person to bring out his softer side. So I was the last person in my family to meet Sonila, as me and my wife Sarah live halfway across the country. But by the time I met you, Sonila, it was readily apparent that you found your place within our family. You had broken my brother's tough guy exterior, getting my brother to smile with a continuous string of jokes, mostly at his expense, let's be honest. You had endeared yourself to my parents, assuming your role as the resident wine drinker in the kitchen, helping my mom out with dinner. And our two nephews, Tommy and Joey, were obviously in love with you, happy to call you Aunt Sonila. So Neela, you look beautiful today. I want to thank you for being such a kind soul to both my brother and my family, and I'm happy to call you my sister. John, though I may not have listened to you all that much growing up, I want you to know that I heard you. So Neela, please treat my brother well, but don't be afraid to smack him around when he inevitably steps out of line. So now I'd like for everyone to raise their glass. There is only one true happiness in life, to love and be loved. May your love be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. To the new Mr. and Mrs. Timmis.
I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. And if I have to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't you proud to beg, sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't you proud to be, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Now I've heard a current man is half a man, but no sense of crying. But if I have to cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping, 'cause weeping keeps you by my side. Ain't you proud to beg, ain't you darling, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't you proud to be, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Now I heard a kind man is half a man with no sense of pride. But if I have to cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping, 'cause weeping keeps you by my side. Ain't you proud to beg, ain't you darling, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't you proud to be, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Now if I have to sleep on the doorstep all night and day to keep you from walking away, let your friends laugh, even this I can stand, 'cause I wanna keep you any way I can. Ain't you proud to beg, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't you proud to be, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Hey, come on. Ashamed to go and plead to you, baby. The pleading will keep you from walking the fence. Ain't you proud to beg? Please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't you proud to be, baby, baby? Please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ooh, not the same, baby. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
So ready, baby.
Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry,
'Cause baby,
there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me ready to you, babe.
remember the day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made it fine. I'll be there when you want me some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there
Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from coming to you, baby.
oh no, darling.
It's going away, no winter's cold can't stop me, baby.
No, baby.
It's you and my
Sure, I'll be there. a shelf five and that white gold. This one for them good girls, straight masterpiece. Styling, wilding, living it up in the city. I got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. Too high,
I think.
got a police and a fireman. Too high,
I think.
make a dragon want to retire, man. Too high,
I think.
come on, say my name, you know who I am. Too high,
I think.
and my band about that money.
Work it down.
Girls, hit you hallelujah. Girls, hit you hallelujah. Girls, hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Now it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't
Just what?
hey. Oh, Mona, wow. So don't believe me, just watch. Ooh-ha. So don't believe me, just watch. Hey. Ooh-ha. So don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, yeah, yeah. Oh. All right now. Heard somebody knows the song. I said, Uptown Funk you up. Uptown Funk you up. You wanna say it? Oh, come on now. Uptown Funk you up. Uptown Funk you up. I said, Uptown made him cry. Uptown Funk you up. So come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexy and floaty, if you freaking and own it, don't brag about it, just show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexy and floaty. Now it's Saturday night and we in the spot.
Just what?
Hey, Mona, ooh-ha.
Hey.
So don't believe me, just watch. Ooh-ha. So don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 Uptown Funk you up, yeah. Uptown Funk you up. Uptown Funk you up. Come on. Uptown Funk you up. That's right, yeah. Uptown Funk you up. Hey, Uptown Funk you up. That's right. Uptown Funk you up. Come on. Now that's the way, I like it, that's the way, I like it, now that's the way, I like it, now that's the way, come on now, Uptown Funk you up, Uptown Funk you up, yeah, Uptown Funk you up, Uptown Funk you up, I said Uptown Funk you up, Uptown Funk you up, Uptown Funk you up, Uptown Funk you up.
Oh yeah! Who's ready to party out there tonight? I know a few of you are. I see more than a few of you at the bar. A few of you still there. Let's go. Oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. Said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. We were victims of the night, the chemical, physical, kryptonite, helpless from the pace and the fading. I knew we were bound to get together, bound to get together. having a good time. We are the Frank Simmons Band, courtesy of Hank Lane Music. And at this time, we're going to ask you all to please find your seats as your first course is going to be served. But then we're going to be back up here to party a little bit more. For now, find your seats. Well, I'm no hero, it's understood. All the redemption I can offer, girl, is beneath this dirty hood. With a chance to make it good somehow. Hey, what else could we do now? Except roll down the window and let the wind blow back your hair. Well, the night's busted open these two lanes to take us anywhere. We got one last chance to make it real. Trading these wings on some wheels. I'm in back heavens waiting on down the track. Oh, come take my hand. We're riding out tonight to Case the Promised Land. Oh, Thunder Road, oh, Thunder Road, oh, Thunder Road. It's lying out there like a killer in the sun. Hey, I know it's a land we can make it if we would. Oh, Thunder Road, sit tight, take hold, Thunder Road. They hope this dusty beach road on the skeleton frames of burned out Chevrolets. They scream and name and night on the streets. Your graduation gown lies in rags at their feet.
Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from the cheeks? 'Cause darling, I will be loving you till the eternity. And honey, I can still fall as hard as 23. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe it's so final of love. Well, me, I keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you understand. Baby, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking of love. Maybe we found love, not love. Tonight, I want all of you tonight. Hey! Give me everything tonight. Hey! For all we know, we might not get tomorrow. Let's do it tonight.
All those games.
Let's do it tonight. Tell them 1, 2, grab somebody sexy. Tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Give me everything.
Come on, reach for the stars. But if you don't grab them, at least you'll fall on top of the world. Think about it, cause if you slip, I'm gonna fall on top of your girl. What I'm involved in is deeper than the Masons. Baby, baby, what it ain't no secret. My fans from Cuba, but I'm an American Idol. Get them money like secret. Put them in my life, baby. I make you feel right, baby. Can't promise tomorrow, but I can promise tonight.
Excuse me. I might drink a little more than I should tonight. I might take you home with me if I could tonight. I might take you home with me if I could tonight. Baby, I'll make you feel so good tonight. 'Cause it might not be tomorrow.
I got this feeling on a summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into a brick. I watched that light burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into a bridge. What? I don't care. I let it. I don't care. I don't care. I let it. I don't care. Hey. Let's go! I don't care. I love it. I don't care. Hey! I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. Oh! You're gonna broke. I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on earth, but I am off in space. So impossible. You gotta do the switch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s chick. I love it. Hey, hey. I love it. Woo! Going down, I'm yelling timber. You better move, you better dance. Let's make the night. You won't remember how we the one. You won't forget. Whoa,
Timber.
whoa,
Timber.
whoa, whoa,
It's going down.
It's going down.
Timber.
Whoa,
Timber.
whoa, whoa,
All those biggity boys and diggity dogs. I have a line down inside the clothes off. Tripping they bras and thongs. Timber, threes down, booty up.
Timber.
That's the way we like it. What?
Timber.
Sticking in the oil and spill. Say she won't, but I bet she will.
Yeah.
Timber, swing your partner round and round. Into the night it's going down. One more shot, another round. Into the night it's going down. Swing your partner round and round. Into the night it's going down. One more shot, another round. Into the night it's going down.
I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance.
Come on.
Let's make a night. You won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget.
Timber.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's going down. Timber.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself. You're one of them flawless, ooh, you're a sexy lady. But you walk around here like you wanna be somewhere else. Whoa, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine. Whoa, oh girl, I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine. Come on now, treasure. That is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. And if you can make my wish come true, if you let me treasure you, if you let me treasure, oh, oh, oh. A pretty girl, you should be smiling. A girl like you should never look so blue. You're everything I see in my dream. I wouldn't say that to you if it wasn't true. Oh, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine. Oh, girl, I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine. Come on now, treasure. That is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. And if you can make my wish come true, if you let me treasure you. Come on. I know you know the words of this one. We are in New Jersey after all.
She's ready. She's ready.
Who's ready?
Our queen is ready.
All right. I'm ready. Let's do it. Come on, Chandler.
Tommy used to work on the docks. The union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. Yeah. So tough. Gina works a diner all day. Working for a man. She brings home her pay for love. Yeah. For love. Come on, help me out, y'all. You said we gotta hold on
To what we got, it doesn't make a difference. We make it or not.
We got each other,
And that's so
whispers, baby, it's okay. Someday we're gonna break right out of here. We're gonna stay. We gotta hold on, ready or not. You live for the fight with us. Let's go! You got. We're halfway there. Come on. Take my hand. We'll make it. I swear. Nice job.
Unë mendoj, bashkë qëtoj, marrëm me fresh shpirtin tim. Një jetë e re, plot dashuri, sot kalon kjo beqari. Ne do të vazhdojmë në këtë rini, dhe do li krush që ti ngrejmë. Je si kur zan, na kanë zili, se martohemi ne të dy. Lulia ime, ile valenti, o moj soldat.
seems impossible to face. Yeah, something else instead of me. Seems to know the way. Yeah, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day. There's no time to get on the floor. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders while chasing the clouds away. Yeah, come on the floor. Our hearts are ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we dance in the night. Remember how the stars hold the night away.
want you back. Yes, I do now. I want you back. Ooh, baby. I want you back. I want you back.
A to the is all, B to the is A. Pushes on my nizzle, you can drizzle down to the A. A to the is all, B to the is A. It's the anthem, put your damn hands up. A to the is all, B to the is A. Pushes on my nizzle, you can drizzle down to the A. A to the is all, B to the is A. It's the anthem, come on, come on. Hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey.
Woo! All right, ladies, it's about that time. Are you ready? Let's get 'em. Let's get 'em.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, come on. Oh, I see you gentlemen are in it too. Let's get it. Hey! Woo!
Come on.
I love to stare so deep in your eyes. I touch you one more at a time. I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2 and 3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling when my pride is to run away. You still don't understand just how your love can do it, no one else can. You're looking so crazy right now, yeah.
You're looking so crazy right now.
You know.
You're looking so crazy right now.
You tell me.
You're looking so crazy right now.
You tell me.
Got me over your crazy right now. You're looking so crazy right now.
Yeah.
Got me over your crazy right now.
is how we do it.
Na 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 na.
This is how we do it.
Na 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 na.
This is how we do it. Woo! This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40, then I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shore cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets saying money, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys that could not. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up. Let me hear the party you say. I'm kind of buzzed and it's all because say this is how we do it. Oh, now sit your dance like look at the girl. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. I'll never come back on an old school track. Give it up for your girl. I'm kind of buzzed and it's all because
This is how we do it.
South Six show guys are like nobody.
This is how we do it.
To all my neighbors, you got much come.
This is how we do it.
I'll never come back on an old school track. Come on, come on, come on. Hey.
You know you make me wanna shout, kick my heels up and kick my hands up and throw my head back and come on now. Don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say it, hey, hey. Say it right now, baby. Come on, come on. Say it right now. Say that you love me. Say that you need me. Say that you want me. You wanna please me. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I still remember when we used to be 9 years old. Oh, I was a fool for you from the bottom of my soul. But now that you're grown up, run up to now. You wanna leave me. You wanna let me go. I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now. You've been good to me, baby. Much better than I've been to myself. Hey, hey, and if you ever leave me, I don't want nobody else. No. I said I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now. You know you make me wanna shout. Hey, hey, shout, hey, shout, hey, shout. Come on now, come on now, yeah. A little bit something now, 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 a little bit something. All right, so I can tell who's been drinking. I can definitely tell who's been drinking. There's some people way down. Some people way down. Some people not standing, not down at all, standing straight up, saying, I'm not getting down. I don't care about your rules. No rules. I'm not going down. Nope. All right, let's turn around, turn around, turn around. Come on, come on, come on. A little bit louder now, 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 everybody! Hey, hey, oh hey, hey. Oh, hey! Jump up and shout now! Jump up and shout now! Jump up and shout now! Say shout, 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 shout.
Felicia Renee, good Lord. Club is the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Hey, my friends at the table doing shots, drinking fast, and we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. stop a band on the jukebox and then we start to dance. Now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love wasn't made for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I might be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. Ooh. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. I'm in love with your body. Ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. I'm in love with your body. Ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Just a small town girl living